Welcome to the Yes and No podcast, guys.
We are back.
We're back. I'm
This is
your
cool.
host.
It's a little long though.
Is this super long? Dude, it feels like the standing ovation of, I don't know which movie it was, the Nostra, of Nice or something like that. Like they did a stand-up for 15 minutes straight.
Where was it? Oh, I saw it.
Yeah, at the festival, the movie festival.
Who was was it Luc Besson?
No.
What was who they were clapping for?
Pedro Almodovar.
15 minutes is so long though.
15 minutes.
Like, I feel like after 1 minute, people were like, okay, guys, are we going to stop? And then nobody stops. And some people keep going. And it's just like, I bet some people were like, okay, this is awkward.
But then,
weird.
I saw a video and someone was like, but it feels like you cannot stop because if you stop clapping, it feels then that you're not really respectful.
Appreciating.
Yeah, you're not appreciating. Like you're the one killing the mood.
But I bet everybody's thinking to stop at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But like, for example, guys, these lasted only 19 seconds. Now, just imagine that for
17 minutes.
15 minutes at least. That is crazy. All right. But yeah, welcome back to the Yes and No podcast. This is the beginning of season 2. We're going to have some cool stuff, changes,
new shit,
new fit. I'm your host, Matt, by the way. And this is my good friend.
This is Arda from Los Angeles. How is my headband?
Headband? Bandana?
Yeah, I'm just covering something here.
Yeah.
Nobody would see.
Yeah, he's sick. He's been sick
I should have
for a
put
while.
a star. You know the sticker stars?
No,
to hide the pimples?
What do you mean? Oh, there's stickers that you put on your face when
I
there's
think
pimples.
so, because a few days ago, I asked someone, like I sometimes see it, especially women or men too, I guess, but on the women I see stars, like stickers. And I thought it's maybe a trend or something.
Maybe.
It was to cover the pimple or whatever.
Yeah, so actually, now you're saying it, I think I saw some people online that they have like patches all over their face. Like stars, round stuff, glitters.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Looks fine. Just didn't know what it was.
All right, so let's start. Like, what are we coming up today for the first episode of this season?
Maybe we can talk about a little bit the changes that we want to do. We kind of want to talk about more stuff. We don't want to stick on just one topic. And I think that would be cool. We can just mix it up and just have a conversation. And, if you want to go deep dive, we can go deep and philosophize that shit. Besides, we really, really want to bring more people. Maybe our friends, but preferably someone who's an expert on a topic, which we can maybe talk about the shit that we are interested in. And that's one of the feedbacks I got too. Like, we are talking about these things and we are confident and we like talking, but I don't know, it would be good to get someone who, really studied this shit. So I don't know, if we can find those people, it would be great.
And we had actually a great feedback with our guest, Julia Majou, by the way. And yes, we definitely want to cut short about our time because it feels really long sometimes. And not that we're not interesting. I don't think so. But it's still, I think, better if we can, cut short to some of the topics, maybe talk about some other stuff, and at the same time, having guests that can give their input in our conversations. So, yeah, we're working on that right now.
And dude, I think it is really hard to build that customer base too. I mean, we talked about this.
First of all,
not customer, but audience base.
Respect the people.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just bringing people to listen something or watch something and share it. It's not that easy. Like I was since we give a break, I'm looking into like podcasts and clips that I'm seeing. And I mean, almost all of them are famous people, to be honest. Already comedians or someone who is in the entertainment industry. There are like few that are not, but it still feels really hard to build that audience base. So that's, I think the hard work for this season is to maybe focus on that a little. Yeah.
We're focusing.
I don't know. Yeah.
Focusing. Please. Focus. Anyway, all right, let's start with something like you wanted to talk to me the other day. Because,
the Gen Z slang shit. That's the thing.
So what is it?
I mean, I am hearing these words and I'm curious if you heard any of that. So I want to throw you a few to see.
All right. There was a lot of debates for sure. Like,
Have you ever heard no bits, dead ass?
No bits, dead ass?
Mm-hmm.
Or no beads?
Have you ever heard it?
No.
Like a bit. Like, no, like don't fake it or don't act it. Just give me the like real shit. So no bits, dead ass.
How do you write it? Bit like B-I-T?
I don't know how you write it.
But do Gen Z know how to write anyway?
I'm probably not. How about a fax, no printer?
A fax, no printer.
Fax? Like fax machine?
Yeah, facsimile. I don't think they even know what it is. Is it related to fax, actually? The opposite? Like FACTS? Like, you know, like being true to the things?
Yeah. So don't copy.
Yeah, don't copy, no bullshit type of things. No?
Yeah. Correct.
That's what it is? All right. That's what we're doing here in this podcast. Fax or what is it again?
Fax, no printer.
Fax, no printer. Yeah. What up?
How about yeet?
Yeet. This? I think it's just a... What?
Yeet.
Yeet? Or yeet? I think it's more like
it's
that with the voice.
Excitement, like when you get
excitement.
excited.
Yeah, it's a scream of excitement. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeet?
Okay. How about sus?
I mean, suspicious.
Okay, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Delulu?
Like we talked about Delulu so many times in the previous season. Aren't we all a little bit Delulu?
Delulu is a good one. I didn't see people using it, but it's
I
cool.
think it's not really Gen Z. I think it's like millennials too. Gen Z, I would say it's more like Riz, you know, that type of things.
Riz is a good one.
Riz is a good one, guys.
I like to use the low key.
But low key still, man. I think it's millennials. Like you're saying that all the time for the past 10 years.
Yeah, I say it.
So you're low key.
Maybe I started it. Who fucking knows?
Maybe you're the one who started the slang, man. Like look at you and your handbag right now. Like it definitely feels like you're, creating some new trends.
I mean, the goats we know that has been.
Actually, you know what? It took me a while to understand what it is.
Goat?
Yeah, I was like, okay, because a goat is so cool. That's why. The goat is on top of the mountain or some things. No, and then, that referring to GOAT, which is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But for a while, I was like, what is that? Like, I don't get it.
Goat, I know it because there are like pizzas that's like goat pizza. But and then I remember asking...
Are they not using like goat cheese in their pizza?
Yeah, also.
There you go.
But so that's greatest of all time.
I don't think, I'm not, directly sure that it is that.
I mean, at the beginning, that's I didn't know it too. I thought exactly like you said, it was a goat cheese in it. So it's like goat pizza. But then I asked because they were like dots.
I mean, the thing that is interesting though, because everybody is cheating on Gen Z, cheating on millennials, cheating on Gen X, cheating on boomers. What is interesting about those type of slang is it's kind of new. I'm not saying that, millennials, we definitely had our own slang and we're using it a lot. But those are still like deconstructed because like it felt like when it was our generation, like we were coming up with some things that are just coming from a real word. And then we were just wanted to make this word a little bit more cooler. But those they just come out from fucking nowhere, you know? I mean, Riz, sure, you know, reputation, like still you write it like Rizz. Like
Riz,
there's
Riz
no
is
correlation
coming from
with it.
charisma, actually.
Charisma, really?
Yeah.
But still, you don't have Z in charisma.
Yeah, but Riz means like you have charisma. That's the Riz from there.
Yeah.
Like
I
sus
mean,
is suspicious, charisma.
yeah,
and
suspicious for sure. You know, so those are really easy to understand. But I think there's some others. Like there was like this baby grit. Like what was it? Like there was like these things, you know, online for a while. And everybody was like, what the fuck they're talking about? There was like this girl which was a cheerleader and she was telling people online that they were recruiting a new player for the football or something like that. And it was like, they're going to get rizzed up by a baby Groot or something like that. And we're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And like it feels like they're inventing some word. I think that's the biggest thing.
It was very confusing. I don't know when it become more outside on the internet, but I kind of like it though. Like I think each generation has their own way of expressing themselves, especially that age. And I don't know, it's cool. It's fun. I don't really give a shit.
Me too. Yeah. And this is what we're talking about. Thank you, guys.
But as you said, some people take it like, I don't know.
Yeah. They're all like horrified about it. They're like, oh my God, why are people talking like that? In my time, you know, in my generation, we had like respect for elderly or something. No, I agree. But it's still interesting in terms of etymology. Like it feels like it's more inventive that previous generation. That's what it is. Because like slangs always existed for sure throughout generations and different words for different meanings. But I don't know. Like I'm not going to shit on it.
French people do it. Like French Gen Z also has their own
No,
slangs.
not really. I mean, we have slang for sure, yeah. But what is
it's
weird?
Not as much as American or...
I think it's worst.
It's worst.
It's worst, guys. Because like even in French language, you already have a slang, which is verlan, right? Mm-hmm. Which is basically reversing some of the consonant of your word, all right? I mean, we're cutting the word in different parts and then we're rearranging those different parts of the word together and that kind of creates another word.
Okay. Give me an example.
I mean, whatever. You take whatever word in French and then you can cut it and then put it back together. For example, bonjour, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you can say jambon. And jambon, which is ham, you can say bonjour. But it's kind of something like that. And you can literally create like full sentences based on this principle. So we have that. And then there's like expressions from different part of France. It's like the same in the US, you know, with South and West, East Coast, North, you know. So you have that on top, and some of those expressions like are then embedded into the general culture. So slang, big slang people here.
Okay, that's cool.
What about Turkey?
Turkey, I'm not really familiar with the Turkish slangs, especially for the Gen Z. We have slangs, but my time was millennial time, so it was, I don't know. That's the thing with Turkish language. It's really hard to include a new word because people are very reactive to it. They don't really like to, for people, it feels like it's damaging the language or the purity of it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's the same in French. Don't get me wrong. Yeah,
like American, like English, especially in America, they're very flexible on that.
That's true. Yeah. They don't give a shit. They're like, okay, it's fine.
Great, I think.
Just come up with something. It's okay, you know. But I don't know. For me, that's not a big deal, and I think people try to push back on those, or actually like. Fucking up the language, because language always evolved. Like we don't speak as like we were speaking like 50 years ago and then 100 years ago. Like it's not definitely the same language at all. Whatever it is, like a language, you know, sure, there's definitely same rules, but I don't think it's the same anyway. And pushing back on that is just like deflecting the reality of how people communicate.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. And goodbye.
Should
See
I do
you
it?
next episode.
I should have done a collab right now.
Also, I'm going to change the topic a little bit, but were you in Paris when the Olympics were happening?
So it's still happening. Do you know that?
Still happening? Shit. How long has it been?
So there's two parts of the Olympics. There's the Olympics, the normal ones, and then there's the Paralympics.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For people, with disability. But no, I was not in Paris, like, to be honest. And I think people in LA may do the same. When they're starting to put everything in Paris to prepare for it, everybody left. So
all
it was such a
left.
mess. All the Parisians, dude. Like, the city was empty. And then, like, the restaurants and all that, they started to freak out because they were like, wait, I thought it's going to be a big party and we're going to earn shit tons of money, but everybody left. Like, Airbnbs, they were almost empty. It was like not that huge, of a bigger profit than the years before, just because of the Olympics. But the reality is, like, there's so many secured area, cops and places and street that are closed that you cannot go, that everybody was like, I don't want to deal with that headache, so let's get the fuck out. And it was vacation time, so everybody left for vacation at the same time. They were like, okay, good things, I'm not going to stay there. But the Olympics, otherwise, I was not there. I watched some of the competitions on TV. It was okay, I guess. There was this huge backlash for the opening ceremony.
Why? What happened? I don't remember.
You didn't watch it?
I mean, there were a lot happening. Do you remember the guy with the... I remember that one. The gun, the Turkish guy.
No, but this is,
Turkish guy.
yeah. But did you see the opening ceremony?
The opening there was
so much controversy.
LGBTQ related. I think like an opening, there were like LGBTQ, but I don't know why it's I don't know why it became a controversial thing.
So basically what happened is, like, this is like a 3 hours event. All right, first of all. And most of it is just boring because you just see the athlete, from each country that just say hi.
They're walking in.
Yeah. But they're not walking. Like, this time it was on the Seine, right? Which is the river, in the middle of the city. So they were on boats, right? And throughout those, there was like different spots where there was different type of shows. Right, so there was like Lady Gaga at the beginning, and then there was Gojira, which is a metal band from France, and they played that at the Conciergerie, which is a place where Marie Antoinette was locked in before getting decapitated. And then they did like some huge metal, with flames and shit.
What happened to civilization? It's so interesting.
It's so great. Yeah, that's what it is. I think it's fucking crazy. And then after that, I don't know, there was different things, regarding history. There was like something about video games. And then it almost ended. The last show before the finale, basically, was, this scene where there was like LGBT people, and a DJ, and they were doing catwalk and dancing at the same time. And right after that, there was someone singing. And the guy was wearing blue and he was almost like naked. And the shot of this impression, because they were behind this kind of catwalk table, with the DJ in the center and this guy almost naked, Dionysus, it was. It felt like he looked like a big, famous piece of art from Leonardo DiCaprio. No, Da Vinci.
DiCaprio.
Da Vinci.
From William Dafoe.
From William Dafoe. And so basically, it looked like the Last Supper from that guy.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who invented the helicopter.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, because he represented Jesus or something like that, and he was a fat woman, and drag queens and gays, then, it's anti-Christian and it's from hell and everybody hates it. So, there was a lot of backlash regarding that. And then the guy who created the show had to come up and say, well, actually, that's not, the inspiration that we got from. It's something else. It's the Supper of Dionysus or something like that. Not the Last Supper, but the diner of whatever. Dionysus, which is Greek, because the other one based on the Bible, sure, but Greek, Olympics, Olympia, Greece, make more sense. But yeah, there was this huge backlash. Everybody was like, yeah, fuck that shit, fuck that shit, fuck that shit. Reactionary fucking people.
Okay, I mean...
So there was that. What about, you were talking about this, the only thing that you watched, which was the Turkish guy.
The Turkish guy, yeah, that's if there's anything happening related with Turkish, I'm watching. No, there was this also the controversy with the women's boxing. That was something. There was the French athlete who jumped over you remember that one?
No.
Jump with a stick, and his stick kind of...
Oh, the stick got in the way of the stick. So he moved the bar pretty low.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was, no?
Yeah. But I think there was the gold medal winner on that one. Not the French guy, but the gold winner. I think he broke a record or some shit like that.
Just to finish about it, I think a lot of people were excited though, like in France. Like everybody was trashing it. Everybody was like discussed about it. Everybody complained about it. But at the end of the day, everybody was like, wow, this is so cool.
4 years, it's going to be in Los Angeles. You said that people are going to leave, but I don't think people are going to leave. I think it's going to be a mess, to be honest.
I think it's going to be a mess too. Because here, it was so vacation time. Just to clear that up, all right? For people that are not living in France, we have vacation in France. Great things. About 6 weeks.
All the Americans are like
6 weeks, all right, per year. And most of the people are leaving for vacation during the summer vacation time, which is July and August.
Everybody gets 6 weeks vacation?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, if you're a teacher, it's like 8 weeks.
Yeah, teachers,
more,
I think,
it's like
generally.
7, more, it's like 10 weeks or some shit. But anyway, like everybody left. The big thing with Los Angeles is it's not the case. People are still going to work.
I don't think people are going to leave.
So they will be trapped there.
Yeah. But I think they're going to try to end homelessness before. Because here's the thing. I watched the governor. He was talking about a law passed. And because that passed, he's expecting cities to resolve the homelessness issue. And I'm seeing these news. I don't know if they're really trying to help homeless people. I don't even know if they're trying to allocate them. I don't know what's going on. But since there's going to be Olympics, like I can see them trying to make the city look more presentable. You know that bullshit right before a huge event in the city? They put all this effort. And I'm curious in a year or two if they're
did you see some change already?
A little bit.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing something the other day, and it was about how when there's a problem with someone that is homeless, then they're not sending directly the police. They're sending more social workers to try to help them, and then maybe relocate them into a place where they can stay or something like that, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But it was always a problem. Homelessness in Los Angeles got like worse and worse throughout like the 15 past years. Yeah. Especially for the past few years since COVID.
Conception about like there are some people seeing this as, oh, it's a choice. But these people going through addiction or maybe some mental health issue, there's like substance use. So you need to take all of those into account while not only helping them maybe manage their addictions or mental issues, but also need to help them to, find a way to have a house, have some a roof that they can put their heads under. But I don't know. That's why I'm like a little bit skeptic of the government handling it. But hopefully, the transition wouldn't be, like in a year or two, we won't hear these news about how they handled it poorly. You know what I mean?
Actually, it's kind of the same in Paris too. There's this things that is called hostile architecture. You know what it is?
No.
So it's basically you take some part of equipment from the city or like benches or some part of the decor basically in the park, and you add up some stuff on it in order to make it impractical for people to skateboard, for example, and also but to sleep for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that means like, you're putting like some metal spikes or some shit at some point where, yeah, sure, you can sit correctly, but if you wanted to lay down on that thing, you can't.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah, I heard that. And okay. Yeah.
So they did that in Paris
Dude,
for the Olympics.
They put cactus right across the street on the sidewalk. There are like huge cactuses on the sidewalk.
Did they put it like recently or was
recently?
Like,
because there were
really?
tents. There were homeless tents.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like a block long tent right in front of a hardware store, right?
Yeah.
And they kind of tried to either allocate them but it was maybe like 2 months. And I think they got a lot of, there was a fire happened in one of the tents. And I think there was a lot of complaint right after. I think there were complaints before, but that was kind of like the last drop, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then police came or the social workers, whoever, they kind of asked them to move out. And maybe 80% of the tents were gone. And then they put these huge cactus vase kind of a thing.
Wait, on the sidewalk?
On the sidewalk.
But can you still walk or not?
You can walk around it. Like there's left and the right, there's like some space.
Oh, wait,
they're
in the
right
middle?
in the middle.
So it's right in the middle. So you
right
can walk
middle.
Around it.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. That is
and the cactuses
fucked up.
didn't even look that good. You know, it's just like a single cactus with spikes and
like Western cactus, like in movies, like or cartoons. The cartoons
that
cactus.
Was so silly. I'm like, put something. I don't know. It was good looking.
Like
we don't want them to touch the plants.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But like maybe
up.
So then maybe they're gonna do it. You know, like by killing every homeless in the city. You know, you get rid of the homeless.
I mean, that's what I was talking about. Like, yeah, not that extreme maybe, but how they are handling it. You know, like in some countries in Europe, there are facilities they provide for those people. It feels like more humane, let's say. Maybe the food or the places that they stay, how they take care of those places. If like I remember, I don't know which country was it. I bet it's Finland or something. Mm-hmm. There are these.
Yeah, because that's not in France, right? I can tell you right now. No.
There are like these facilities that if you have addiction and if you're like homeless or something or having an issue, you can go there and get the heroin.
Or yeah.
But they give you the right dose and then they record it. So you can go there, they give you the heroin, but with a clean syringe and in a clean facility, and then you can go and then they check and then provide help too. I don't know why that some people are against that, and it's not a good thing.
You know that actually they did in Colorado, I think, something like that, or maybe not. And then they just decided
in America, but
to come back on it though. But sure, I mean Finland, dude. Like, did you see their prison over there? Have you ever seen their prison? It looks like a nice college dorm or something.
It was, yeah.
I mean, that's interesting because, like, don't get me wrong. Sure, people want to be super strict about convicted people.
Oh,
what's up, Trump? But also what they forget is most of the people that are acting badly, there's always something behind it. Right, psychologically
some trauma,
or something like that, some trauma, whatever. I'm not saying that everybody is redeemable, right? But at least the reason you put them in prison is to think about what they did and to basically make them come back slowly to a normal functioning citizen in some way. And I think Finland, we're like, okay, so in order to do that, we're not going to take their freedom 100% away, but we're going to put them in a place where they're going to have time to think about what they did, how to, come back from it. But we're not going to lock them up in a tiny room with only stones and rebar, on the walls. So they're going to suffer from for what they did. It's not a question about suffering. I think it's a question about more humane way to treat people. And yeah, there is a lot of ink for sure online talking about how the prison over there are so beautiful, more than I don't know, studio apartment in New York or some things.
I mean, that bothers people. Like, they don't want a criminal or someone who, I don't know, a murderer, for example. Like, they don't want them to live in a humane condition. Like, it's not enough to just put them in a cage and take them out from society. Okay, they're not going to do it in society, but they also don't want them to live in a humane, because they're like, okay, I'm paying taxes and I'm paying that motherfucker's, like whatever, the facility. I don't know. I don't really think that way. I think we should be still humane about those things. I know those are like horrible things that those people are doing, but if there's a slight chance that we can understand and maybe prevent it, even
it's a question about prevention always.
Yeah, it's always, yeah.
Like, there was a mass shooting today that we are recording in the high school in Georgia, I guess. And everybody's going to be the same thing. Like, we're going to pray, cool. And then they're going to be like, yeah, it's not the gun that kills people, is this. Yeah, but the reality is, like, what I don't like about the gun policies in the US is, like, people, every time there's a shooting, they're like, yeah, it's the guy that is disturbed, that has mental illness and all that things. Okay, then what are we doing to prevent that?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to get or take the gun away, then let's fund, some mental illness program in order to help those people. And then I think if you go even further, you can be socially economics, where those people are coming from. And then you're like, okay, maybe the guy is living in the shit, and how can we help him in this condition to get out of this, so his state of mind doesn't have to be that bad and then to become crazy at that point.
Yeah, I mean, most of the times those people grow up in poor conditions, and in the family internally they're having issues, and like, I think trauma is the biggest reason those people go out there and do the things that they do. They don't give a shit at some point to society, because they feel like society doesn't give a shit about me.
Yeah, rejected. But I think you were mentioning the other day that they were like the happiest country in the world or something.
Yeah, like 7 years in a row, they're like the happiest country. Like, when they, I think, do these, what are the bases? I don't know, but they keep coming like the happiest country in the world. And it feels like they're doing something right, but
what it is. Let's take the economy.
Let's leave it to the experts. That's why we should get a Finland expert.
Oh, there you go.
All right, let's see what ChatGPT said. All right, so these are the reasons that Finland is keep fucking being the happiest country. Okay.
Fucking. Reason one.
Motherfuckers. So it's high level of social trust and equality.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
I think I heard this is like the most trustworthy government there is for a country.
That's like, I want to learn more about it. Like, I know Turkey, a lot of people don't trust. I know in US, a lot of people don't trust government. France is probably the same. Yeah.
But this is a country where they trust the government in general and the politics for sure. But you know the reason why?
What?
Because they are like normal people. For example, the people in government, they're just driving their bicycle back home to go to sleep or some shit. They're not living in palace, with like shit tons of security and guns everywhere around them. And they're like these huge people. It's just like people that are normal, that works
regular
with the government. Regular people. That's why, so it's filled like your Plumber Joe, next to your house.
I mean, that's the frustrating part to me too. In many cultures, that like, just because people doing this one thing really good, like they're really good at something, okay, but that doesn't mean they need to live a way better life than anybody else. Like, they can still be a little bit better life. Okay, they can earn a little bit more. That's fine. But it's so isolated how they live.
Yeah.
Like those motherfuckers who clapped 17 minutes, like they're in a different world.
Wait, okay. I think it's just regular people that watched the movie. That's it. They were just, guests.
No, I think that was kind of like an award show, no?
Yeah, it was a award show for sure, but still.
Like,
It's not like the president or some shit.
I bet they're a little bit middle class, higher middle class. Even that is like...
I agree. Yeah.
But anyways, the second thing is a strong welfare system.
Yeah.
So I guess like social support,
social security,
healthcare, education,
everything. Yeah.
Education system. I don't know why their education system is better, but I think I remember something like they are more open to leave the kid to be creative, and they don't dictate like this is the information that you need to learn. Instead, they're trying to make the kid question, investigate it, and try to kind of find new ways and blah, blah, blah. We don't have that shit. Like, it's so different, though.
In the US, I think it's kind of the same, though. Not that much, but I think it's kind of the same. That's what I was jealous about when I learned there's like huge difference between the education system in France and in the US. It's like, it feels like they have like classes in the morning and then the afternoon they're doing some things. Like in France, it was like 24/7 classes. Like, just shut up and learn and listen and just copy
Turkey
what we're
was a little
talking
bit like that too. I mean, not a little bit. It was like that.
I don't know.
I hated it. Work-life balance. I guess you don't work too much hours.
Yeah, I guess so. That means like you can definitely go back home and enjoy sometimes.
Yeah.
So are you telling me this is a socialist country or something?
I mean, there's still, I guess there's private ownership too in Finland. There's still somewhat capitalistic too, but yeah, their government also have a lot of social support. And that's the thing in America freaks people out.
I think that's what, I mean, this is kind of normal. They still want to exploit people. You exploit people by telling them the lie that you can become
political stability, rich natural environment.
Yeah, sure. There's like Santa Claus that is living there, no?
The abundant nature and access to outdoor activities regardless of the season. I don't know what I mean.
It's like mountains. Come on, are they fucking us around? Like, it's like, okay, you're going to hike during summer and then you go skiing in the winter. That's the biggest, like, it's still one thing. Like, I don't think you go surfing over there, you know, or...
And the last two is on the community and safety and cultural factors. But those are like, to me, the first three is the most important one. Like, the education, the welfare system, and trust the government. I was watching this guy on an interview and he was saying the government should be for the people and need to provide certain services to public. And the guy was saying, no, the government is for government and government is trying to benefit itself. So that was kind of the conversation and the debate they were going.
I mean, also there's so many different levels. There's like, you know, state level and then there's like federal level. It's such a fucking mess, dude.
But even in France, like right now, it's, you know, tricky. So,
yeah, I mean, you know, like stability, they say like politics or political stability. Like, that's not what's going on in France at all. We don't have a government for the past 50 days. All right. Like, it is fucking crazy. And Macron is kind of doing this king stuff. It's like he's picking the prime minister and he's deciding who's going to govern for this reason and not the reason, which actually that's not how it works. Like, we voted to decide who is going to govern, basically. That's what it is. We voted for the assembly. So normally the most people that got the most seats in the assembly is the one trying to govern. But Macron is like hiding in his castle, right? Because l'Élysée, which is the Élysée Palace, right? Which is where his residence is. It's like the White House, you know, for France.
Yeah.
This shit is full of gold, dude. It's like there's gold everywhere on the walls and shit like that. So right now it's secluded for the past 3 days. And journalists are like, okay, maybe it's going to be this guy or maybe that one or maybe this one. Actually, maybe it's the previous guy that we thought about. And we don't have a prime minister. We still don't have a government. And then they're going to vote for the budget in like a few weeks, something like that.
How are they becoming? So he basically, you know, like Putin. Like, the more they get richer, they're becoming more corrupted and then try to benefit themselves. And this kind of...
for sure. 100%. I mean, the thing is, it's even worse is like the way the constitution in France is based on, which is the fifth one, kind of can give some huge power to the president, which normally shouldn't be the case in democracy. Like, there's like this difference between the legislative and then the presidency. But the guy right now is just trying to still get his hand on every part of the power, even though he lost twice, 2 elections back in July. But anyway, so yeah, I don't think France is, as in Finland, the happiest country. Absolutely not. Just because of, there's so many other reasons, but that one, you know, about like
right now,
government, you know, stability, absolutely not. But anyway, Turkey's kind of the same too. So
yeah, Turkey's best 20, 25 years. It's the same type of mindset. And that's the reason that I wanted to leave. One of the important reasons. But you see it in many countries. That's like the sad part.
Worse than worst.
Yeah. Like Turkey, relatively as a Muslim country in that region, it's doing fine, but not really.
Inflation? Come on.
I mean, it definitely has inflation.
Are they happy? Are people happy? That's the real question. Are they, asking people, are you happy in this country? That type of shit? Like how did
in Finland?
Yeah, in Finland.
I don't know. I think they're
so
looking at some metrics.
Oh, just the metrics.
Maybe like okay, if you how much individuals are making like crime and...
makes sense.
So I guess they don't really know if individually everybody's happy or not, but...
Yeah. But the context, the environment are purpose basically for being happy.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up, bro. I think we should kind of keep it shorter than it was.
Yeah,
we shouldn't go crazy.
No, it's good.
Like, let's not play the Joe Rogan experience, you know, like 3 hours or some shit.
I mean, I could talk for 3 hours, you know that.
I can talk 3 hours too, but people.
All right, guys. So we actually gonna change the concept of our fucking podcast.
Of you guys.
We like fuck you all. You know, we're gonna do a 3-hour episode. That's it. Fuck off.
Let's do 3 hours.
This was the surprise of season 2. Anyway, all right. So
yeah. So next episode, hopefully we will get guests. If not, still we will try to keep it 45 minutes, guys. But I think we're gonna keep the tempo like this. Small topics. I think it's also fun too. So welcome back, my friend, and let's do what we do. A few more episodes, and I hope everybody will enjoy it. And yeah. I think it's great to be back.
That's cool.
So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, all the social media platforms.
Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, on YouTube.
Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to share clips. Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, see you guys next episode.